All right. Mr. Wilson, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
Good. Would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number.
I am Robert Wilson. My DOC number is 567-545.
Yes, sir. And I see you have some guests there with you. Have your mother, Miss Sherlonda Cheney,
Yes.
Miss Frances, a friend, Miss Wilson, Bianca, a cousin, Shauna Schnell, a cousin, and your stepfather, Mr. Myers. I don't see him, but he must be seated to y'all's right.
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss, your mother will be speaking on your behalf. Also on Zoom, we have the Parole Project, Mr. Blake, and Damon West, and both of those will be speaking as well. We do have some opposition with the DA's office, Mr. Meyer, and we'll call on him too. Here with us in Baton Rouge, we do have Mr. Frederick Reed, who is also here in support.
Thank you.
All right, so first, Mr. Wilson, let me read some information into the record and then we'll get started. So, Mr. Wilson, you're classified as a first felony offender. You are seeking a commutation of your sentence. You were sentenced in Jefferson Parish, April of 2010. For 2 counts of armed robbery. You received a 25-year sentence. You're not eligible for parole. And you have a good time date, which is in October of 2029. Does that sound right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So tell us, Mr. Wilson, you're in prison for what? What have you done since you've been in prison that makes you a good candidate for a favorable decision today?
Good morning. On July 27, 2009, at the age of 25, I made the most impulsive, corrupt decision of my life. I have been working for the same company for over 2 years when it abruptly closed. At the time of my crime, I've been unemployed for about 4 months, so my finances were depleted. I regularly reported to temp services and took on any odd job that I could find, but I just couldn't find anything full time. I had gone from being the primary source of income in my household to someone who couldn't even put diapers on his 1-year-old twins. I began to feel hopeless, useless. So on that day, 16 years ago, I allowed myself to believe that it was okay for me to walk into the ride shop, place occupied by 2 innocent men, approach the counter, point my weapon at the cashier, demand their hard-earned money, and then walk out as if I'd done nothing. My actions were callous and beyond selfish. And to Mr. Gully and to Mr. Morales, I would like to apologize. I had no right to victimize you in that manner. I just want you to know that I'm sorry. So immediately upon exiting, I was stopped by the responding officer, given a directive to drop my weapon, and failed to do so. I was inevitably shot. To that officer, I apologize as well. I should have never put you in that position to make that decision. And I ask your forgiveness. What I now know is that today, that day was the culmination of years and years of poor decisions and many, many personal deficiencies. So since being in prison, I've been intentional about strengthening all of my areas of weakness. Today, I'm educated and an educator. I have certifications in 2 areas in the construction field, giving me options upon release. And I've taken many, many classes to help my critical thinking. So today, I ask the board, I'm standing in front of you, first of all, taking accountability for my actions. And I will ask the board to give me grace, to give me mercy, and a second chance. and predicated on what I have just relayed to you and what I have done over the last 16 years, grant me a commutation and the opportunity at early release. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Warden Turner, what can you tell us?
Yes, ma'am. What I can say about Mr. Wells, we received him here in 2021. He's a minimum custody inmate. He's an academic tutor. Has been very helpful to us in that capacity. His last disciplinary write-up was in 2014, and he has completed victims impact.
All right, thank you, sir. So we'll move on to the support, Mr. Blake from the Parole Project, sir.
Good afternoon to this honorable board. Channing Blake with Louisiana Parole Project, appearing on behalf of Mr. Robert Wilson. His programming, he's a certified tutor. He has an associate's degree because he's participated in Malachi Dad's Moral Compass. He's been a hospice volunteer, and because he has faith-based programming as well, we've accepted him into our program. If the board deems it necessary to give him a favorable recommendation, we will not only provide him transitional housing and employment assistance, but we'll also provide him social norms. He will also be assigned to a reentry specialist that will guide him through the reentry process. Based upon his record and his rehabilitation, we ask that you give him a favorable vote today. Thank you.
Thank you. And on Zoom, Tori Dixon would like to say a few words.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I want to speak to the board today and ask for your grace. I've listened to several of these sessions today, and I understand that this is a difficult position for you to be placed in, but I see Robert as one that is possibly a very easy decision to make. Maybe I'm very biased, but I've known this young man since he was 10 years old. And I realize that there are individuals who make horrible mistakes in life, but each time you make a mistake, you have to learn from those mistakes. And I feel that he has. So much so that I'm willing to place myself at risk by putting him in my home here in the state of Colorado and providing guidance and direction and introducing him to several reentry programs that we have here. There's a gentleman whose name is Hassan Latif, who has self-rehabilitated and has a center here called Second Chance. Mr. Latif is an award winner and has worked to rehabilitate several individuals, has guided them in the direction of housing and jobs, and they are so successful. And Rob is already on a deep path to success as he is inside. He cannot make a contribution to society and repay society inside a wall of concrete and steel. I would ask the board most graciously that you would grant him the clemency that is required today for him to make the changes in the lives of those that have been affected by his crimes and for those that he can change and affect as he moves forward in life.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then we have there at Hunt, we have Sherlonda Cheney. Ma'am, we'd like.
Hello. Hi, my name is Sherlonda Cheney, and I am the mother of Robert Wilson. Thank you for allowing me this chance to speak today, not just as a mother, but as a woman whose heart has ached every day since my son was taken away. Robert was raised to know right from wrong, and I won't stand here and act like he didn't make mistakes, because he did. And those mistakes had consequences that affected real people's lives. I'm not coming to you to erase the truth. However, I am coming to you because I believe in redemption. I believe in grace, and most of all, I believe my child has changed. It's hard to explain what it's like to love someone so deeply and watch them suffer from choices you wish they had made. I've watched my child grow up behind those prison walls. I've seen the remorse in his eyes. I've heard it in his voice when he say, "Mama, I wish I could go back and do it all differently." And I know he means it. My child has used these years to grow, to learn, and to try to be better. He has taken classes, he's led programs, and he's tried to help others avoid the same mistakes he has. But beyond all of that, he's changed as a person. He has become someone who's taking full responsibility for what he did. Someone who is no longer running from the pain he caused, but facing it daily. Once again, I am not asking you to forget. I am simply asking you to see to see the man that Robert is today. The man who is ready to come home, not just to experience freedom, but to contribute positively and cherish the time with those who continue to believe in him. Robert has a loving family and a strong support system awaiting his return. Clemency is not a guarantee, and I understand the weight of this decision. But I ask that you look at the full picture of who my son is today, not just who he was 17 years or 16 years ago. Thank you for listening, and thank you for holding the power to give a mother her child back. Not the same child who made the mistake, but the one who learned, grew, and is ready to live differently. Thank you.
Ma'am. The DA's office, Mr. Meyer, can we hear from? Please.
Good afternoon, Randall Meyer, Assistant DA, Jefferson Parish. First, I'd like to say I think Mr. Wilson has done a lot of good while he's been incarcerated, taking advantage of quite a few programs and helped to better himself and others. My concern is looking at his risk assessment is high for mental health and substance abuse and moderate for total needs. And I did not see in his prison record, sufficient programming to deal with those two issues, the mental health and really a long-term substance abuse program. He's had some substance abuse, but I'm one who opines that a long-term substance abuse program is the best thing that we can do for folks who have that issue to, give them the tools they need to be good when they eventually do get out. We would like to see him get more programming in those two areas before he is granted a clemency. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Wilson, your case was assigned to Mrs. Stapleton. Would you answer her questions?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, you have got a lot of classes. I agree with Mr. Myers on that. I want to ask you, what is the VETS program?
The VETS program is a program that uses veterans, principles, and ideas to teach men to become mentors and assist others in changing their lives.
Okay. Now I see that it says the Addiction Recovery Workbook. What is that?
That is a program focused on drug rehabilitation. And in that program, that is one of the classes that not only have I taken, but I've also facilitated as a mentor in the young adult program where I mentored them.
What did you think about Mr. Myers' suggestion about a long-term substance abuse treatment program?
Honestly, I had truthfully, this is news to me, truthfully. As far as the records that I show, I have no long-term drug issues, no need for any of those. But if he says he sees it, I won't call him a liar. I have no idea. This is new to me.
Let's go to the executive session.
Are there any other questions?
Let's see, I think I have. No, I don't have any. I do have one question. Okay, let's say you had a .25 caliber pistol, which had one round. Did the pistol even function?
Sir, the weapon was not operational at all. I couldn't have hurt anyone by accident.
And I do want to point out, I see the mental health is high.
Okay, yeah, Mr. Gully, and yeah, he's.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
And I see that they say your mental health is high, but you're a level of care 5, which is not no mental health. I don't know why the one is coming out like that, and then the one they evaluated you a 5. That's the only 2 things I wanted to point out.
Mr. Freeman, this is Warden Buttress. I just wanted to clarify that our latest records from his, at Hunt, we had mental health treatments and evaluations on an annual basis, and he has maintained a level of care 5, which is our, there are no signs of any type of mental illness or any type of substance use disorders, and he's maintained that since he's been at Hunt.
Thank you a lot, Warden Buttress. That's what I was trying to find out.
I'm gonna make a motion that we go into an executive session.
Second.
We have a motion by Mrs. Stapleton, second by Mr. Freeman for executive session. Can you call the roll?
Ronaldo,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Prater,
Yes.
Tillis,
Yes.
Stapleton.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Wilson, we'll be in executive session for a few moments to discuss confidential matters. We'll be right back. Okay, I'll make a motion to return to regular session. It is 2:59 PM. Is there any objection to that motion? All right, we are back in regular session. And Mr. Wilson, we are prepared to vote, and Mr. Freeman will be voting first.
Okay, Mr. Wilson, you've done extraordinary stuff in prison to help out other inmates and other people. It is my vote today that we commute your sentence to make the recommendation to the governor to commute your sentence to 20 years with immediate parole eligibility.
All right, Mrs. Stapleton.
And I concur with Mr. Freeman. I think you've done extraordinary and really proud of you.
Mr. Tillis.
I concur with Mr. Freeman and Ms. Stapleton.
And Mr. Prater.
I concur. I think he's done a good job, and I think that's what the system's about. So I concur.
So you got 4 favorable votes. I do also concur with that vote. My vote is the same. You have no express victim opposition. In fact, one of the victims says they're unopposed. So you're going to get a favorable recommendation. We'll make that recommendation to the governor on your behalf. Good luck to you. Board, now sign off. We're done at your facility. It's 3:01. Thank you so much.
Thank you.